couldn't just take me outside and say, hey, good
I'm trying to
energy.
help you.
Good energy, but I really need you to tone down the good morning. You gotta blast me in front of all our fans.
I'm just saying, you blew out the mic.
Like,
What do
all
you want
right,
me to?
all right, all right. We'll talk about it later.
Move on to Bianca Belair versus Alexa Bliss, the women's title match. Bianca Belair wins this match. There's really also nothing to this match. I wouldn't say it was a bad match, but it wasn't a good match either.
It was a lot better than
Uh,
their last match, Bliss. I mean, she's bad, but that last match, she just looked like it was her first day in the ring. She was messing up, and their timing was off, and it just didn't look like they had any rhythm to what they were doing. This one, she basically got her ass kicked until she got the upper hand at one point in their last match. So I mean, there goes your credible threat. You know, if the champion's just
yeah.
gonna easily beat them. But this one, they start off with the worst punches ever. But Bliss starts off with some momentum, and she takes it to Belair, but ultimately Belair gets the upper hand and she wins. I think both of them are awful, but the one that sucks less, I guess, won. And then after that, we get a spooky video that Uncle Howdy plays, because we haven't seen enough of the spooky Uncle Howdy and the farm animals and the glowing shit.
Yeah, as Michael Cole says, that's the guy who just jumped off the.
Yeah.
So, Uncle Howdy, it's really the same promo thing that played on Raw,
Yeah.
where it's like
It's the
at the
exact same
playground,
thing.
the abandoned playground, where he's saying, "Do you think you're in control, or do you feel in control?" That's what he's actually saying, and yeah, that's how the segment goes off.
Yeah, whatever. If I never see Alexa Bliss again, I'll be okay with that. Unfortunately, they're probably going to do more with that. And that's sad to me.
Well, they're moving on.
Well, I'm not necessarily with Belair, just with Bliss. She's going to
Yeah.
still be there, and they're going to continue this, whatever it is. And it's going to be awful.
No, they're moving on.
Who's moving on?
Bliss and Belair.
I know that. What I'm saying is that the Uncle Howdy,
Oh,
they're going to do
yeah,
something. They're going to progress.
that's
that.
right. We got a story there.
Yeah. Can't wait.
You don't need to. That's for us. It's funny. Bray Wyatt was doing the post-show interview thing, and he said some people look at it as a sport, and some people look at it as a show. I was like, well, that's us. You look at it as a sport. I look at it as a show. I want to be entertained. You want to be bangered.
Because it's supposed to be a sport first and foremost. The
You
show
want your
is supposed
bangers,
to
I want
enhance
my
the sport.
entertainment.
The show enhances the sport. The wrestling is the sport. Now the separate storylines, that's the show within the sport. And it's not unlike, I don't know, the Cowboys not winning a playoff game for 30 years.
Okay. There's no reason to drag the Cowboys into this.
Or the Browns
There you go.
being the Browns. You know, there's that story. But the
Yeah.
sport itself is still football. And it doesn't matter how many playoff games the Cowboys win or lose. If the game itself isn't good, then it really doesn't matter.
Uh, Actually, I think I'd speak for a lot of fans and say we don't care how the game is as long as we win. It could be ugly. It could be 2-3. As long as we win, I don't care how it is. How we get there.
So if the Cowboys were just, I don't know, if the Cowboys were playing a team that just sat and twiddled their thumbs, like they literally just sat Indian style.
And we won? Yeah. I'll take
Okay,
that.
and then you do it next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that. Like, at what point do you just stop watching because you know what's going to happen?
Once they win the Super Bowl.
Which would be the first
And
year.
then I'll come back next year.
And they'll do the same thing. It won't be unpredictable. So essentially what you're doing is you're just waiting until Super Bowl. And then what you're going to be doing is you're going to watch the second half. Then what you're going to be doing is you're just only going to watch the second half of the Super Bowl. Then it's going to turn into the last quarter. Then it's going to turn into the last 2 minutes. Oh, I'm going to watch the last 2 minutes of the Cowboys winning. That's what it's going to be.
Maybe for
And then eventually,
most people.
it's just going to be like, well, all they do is play teams that just literally sit on their ass and twiddle their thumbs.
You're talking about for most people, not for me. Be there all. No, I'm not gonna sit there and watch the whole game, but I'll be there the whole game. I'll check in on it, leave the TV running, check in, so I am here in distance. I don't know what got us off on that tangent.
Who knows?
Because I
Oh,
said Bray Wyatt said some people call it a show, some people. The good thing about wrestling is some people look at it as a show, some people look at it as a sport. So like, it's for everyone.
it's a sport.